Assalamu alaikum. My name is Arslan Ahmed, and today I am going to discuss about a composite course of entrepreneurship and innovation and financial management for executives. I am student of second semester of Master in Innovation Management program at UTS, and I'm going to discuss about the overall financial management and entrepreneurship and innovation of certain famous companies. So, in my case, I have chosen Alibaba. So, these are the contents of my presentation, which include history and background of Alibaba, then the sales of company, what kind of products it is going to sell, then the financial statement, most probably of last 2 years, that what are the revenues, what are the assets, and what is the profit of Alibaba, then the benefits of buying shares, that what are the benefits or the pros of buying shares of Alibaba, then the marketing strategies of Alibaba, the business strategies, and some other analysis, most probably the purchase of stock. So, as you people know, who is the owner or the founder of Alibaba, uh, he was not selected in one of the top universities in the world. He was also not employed in KFC as well. So the Mr. Jack Ma. So he founded basically this famous company in December 1999 when Jack Ma uh, got an idea, and he then involved other 18 tech pioneers to help work in on his vision. So basically, he absorbed huge gaps in China internet e-commerce space when he was working in USA. So when he returned back, he worked on this vision when there was there was an internet boom all over the world. Like there was start of an internet all over the world. So that could serve the entirety of China internet user in the most efficient way possible. So Alibaba Founders Group started from an humble beginning. There was not a too big city in China named as Hangzhou. So when Jack Ma lived in USA, he got an idea of e-commerce space, and then he came back to China and inspired with a vision of setting up a similar kind of business in China. So then we are going to move towards the sales of Alibaba. So basically, Alibaba is a global B2B, means business to business e-commerce platform that connects basically sellers and brands with manufacturer or the suppliers of millions of products. So it means that Alibaba is not a manufacturing firm. It's not manufacturing its own product. It's basically connecting the seller and the manufacturers. So these are businesses purchase products in bulk to resell online or in a brick and mortar store. Like there are some small stores or outlets. So Alibaba connect with different suppliers all around the world. Uh, Most probably the quality products at low prices. And there are also big brands. So it doesn't depend that you are a CEO of big corporation or you have your own Amazon business or like that. You can buy from Alibaba. So these are the financial statements of Alibaba, like from last 2 years. Here we can see that what is the financial summary of Alibaba. So I have taken it from one of the famous US magazine Forbes. So basically in 2022, it means in last year, the revenue was $129.8 billion. And in 2021 it was very less, like 93.8 billion, and the assets were 276.2 billion dollar in 2022, and in 2021 it was 250.1 billion dollar. Similarly, the profits were little less in 2022 as comparison in 2021, but we can see that they have more assets in 2022. So they invested in making an assets. So overall, these are overview in last 2 years, like 36 billion dollar revenue generated overall as comparison in 2021. Similarly, the assets are 26.1 billion dollars in 2022, and similarly profits are less, but we can see that assets and revenues are much more in last year as comparison to second last year. So what we can like benefits what we can like benefit from buying the shares. As with many stock, the best way to play Alibaba intelligent is by making the long view. So this centers around the company's super position in the world fastest growing major economy. So a trend that far more compelling and irreversible than the headline grabbing up, but shorter term trade war catalyst. So Alibaba continues strengthening e-commerce fueled by vast data insights on Chinese shoppers, like Chinese shopkeepers, and it gained market of shares in cloud computing industry. So it means that Alibaba is not only like focusing on only on like selling their products, but they are also focusing on cloud computing and AI and other like advanced IT technologies. So like Amazon, Alibaba, one small cloud division has bargained into a major part of its business, and a leading provider its native country's top enterprises, means Chinese enterprises. In most recent quarter, no other segment outside of its core commerce business was as large as cloud computing. So after 65% growth last quarter, it's count for about 8% of Alibaba's overall revenue. So it means that its revenue is growing uh, per year. In the same quarter 3 years ago, the cloud computing made up just 4% of our revenue. So it's double than the last 3 years, 3 quarters of years. So other thing that investor must also appreciate that Alibaba has a few secular and macro trends going for it. There's an incredible rise of the Chinese middle class families to upper middle class. So it lifted the poverty of China. That extra discretionary income has proven to be crucial to Alibaba's sustained high growth. So also it doesn't hurt to have Chinese government as a safety net. It's well known that Chinese subsidizes its star companies and going to bet for them on an international stage. So as comparison to Amazon, it has very different dynamics, like facing regular rings from the president of America on Twitter, basically, like they tweeted different antitrust investigation from regulator. So basically, the Chinese government didn't work strongly in favor of helping to push into a buy column. The most commonly cited reason for owing is belief that Chinese government policies favor domestic companies. So it preventing foreign players who might otherwise be competitive from seriously entering the markets. So basically, there is a famous like CEO of Nepsum.com. He said that there are certain risks for foreigners to invest in Alibaba. He also said that our platform user also believe their single day commercialization has grabbed a lot of global mind share. Then the marketing strategies. So what are basically the marketing strategies of Alibaba? The first thing is bargaining with power of suppliers. Like there are low power of suppliers. It means that many specialist retailers or other manufacturing purchase raw material from a variety of suppliers. When there is scarcity, means there is less supply in the market, dominant supply exploit the firms. But in case of Alibaba, basically suppliers don't have a strong bargaining power. This is because of two major factors. One, the Alibaba group is not a pure manufacturing firms rather than an e-service firm, and hence its supplier demands are less complex. And second, being a powerful service provider, Alibaba uses its organizational status and reputation to eliminate the unaffordable costs like the expensive products as well as the quality. So specialized retail organization. However, in case of an increased bargaining power of supplier, firms are expected to lose out on the overall profitability that can harm the company's competitive advantage in the long run. And second thing is bargaining power of buyers. Like there must be like enough like the overall price of a product must be in the range of buyer. The buyer beginners refer to the ability of targeting to put the firm under pressure with respect to prices, and also determine the sensitivity of customer in a given market to subsequent price changes. So given the scale of Alibaba Group's operation, the buyers that are usually other businesses have little control over the terms of agreement. However, with the widespread use of internet and technological advancement, other platforms are also offering similar services, and hence the buyers are having a great power as compared to before. So in future, this power is likely to shift in the buyer's favor, and hence Alibaba needs to make sure that its value proposition is such that it attracts wider customer base. So these are the two things on which the Alibaba is focusing, and this help to generate good marketing strategies. Then the business strategies, the overall business model of Alibaba serves as a middleman between buyers and sellers, as we have discussed, that it's B2B. So the website facilitates the exchange of goods between both parties, charging commission as a percentage of the transaction value of final goods, which typically range between 5 and 8%. The sales take place on basically not only on Alibaba, but on three platforms like a B2B outfit that connects manufacturer to buyer worldwide. There is an other platform like TAOBAO, Tabo. So basically, this is a website like similar to eBay and Amazon that allows transaction between vendors and consumers. At the last, Tmall, a marketplace caters to China, loaning middle class by selling multinational brands. So Tamil is not only for foreigners. These are focusing on only on Chinese people. The Alibaba ecosystem maintains a suite of tools and services that provide value to customers and is able to enhance this value by investing heavily in big data and analytical programs. Like many modern successful organizations, it basically uplifts the full power of information to point where these processes have become central to the company's wider strategies. So how do these processes extend value to users? The first point to note is that Alibaba has established a user-friendly purchasing environment and built an effective online customer service department. It means that they are continually focusing on improving the website structure and uh, website like easily accessible to customers. For instance, communication on the platform to reimbursing any product within 7 days, the company has been able to report higher user engagement rates. And the last thing, but not least, it has also explored two new ways to innovate challenging conventional transaction trends, focusing on processes like the consumer to business transaction model. This model reduces cost in the supply chain, reducing the overall time for product turnover. This turn cuts consumer prices and speed up the ordering processes. One thing, and other thing is online to offline strategy. It is also known as O2O service. So Alibaba enables customers to buy a product or receive targeted advertisement by scanning a two-dimensional code. This is state of art strategies that even many US companies have failed to adopt. So this helps Alibaba embrace mobile payment technology like Alipay wallet, which is one of the famous like the online microfinance system in China. So the company has collaborated with major financial institutions for each uh, cash transfer services and code scanning application for payment. Indeed, as these eliminates illustrate, the Alibaba ecosystem is enormous, extending far beyond simply selling goods. For example, it has even delved into the microfinance industry, providing micro loan deposit to small businesses that cannot obtain loan from traditional market. And the last thing is, before anyone consider Alibaba Group, it should be noted this: the Motley Fool stock advisor analyst team just revealed what they believe are the 10 best stocks for investor to buy around. And unfortunately, the Alibaba wasn't one of them. And other thing is, stock advisor is the online investing service that has beaten the stock market by 3x since 2002. And right now, they think they are 10 stocks that are better buyers. So overall, like we can say that Alibaba is one of the best companies, but for investing in it, we can't say that it will give benefits to the investors. So at last, these are the references where I have taken the material, and thank you very much for your precious time.